Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Push with Nick and KP. We are back once again to bring you a weekly recap, this time of Friday Night SmackDown, which took place on January 2nd, 2026. This is not only the first episode of 2026, but our first episode back to 3 hours. So, Happy New Year to all of you from KP and I here at The Push. SmackDown has not yet been uploaded, at least the pictures for them on WWE's site, so we are going to continue business per usual. We're just going to not have the pictures per usual. So, with that, we kick off the show with The Miz, who wants to air his grievances from the previous year, including but not limited to the happenings of Joe Hendry's last week, to now being the locker room leader now that Cena is no longer. This is met by a returning Randy Orton. Better late than never, I guess. Nice to see him back. But what does Orton have to say? Well, nothing other than wishing Miz a happy new year, which was accompanied by 2 RKOs. So we also see Randy later in the show kind of confront Cody and his title, saying that after he beats Drew, that he'll be coming for that. So, waste a little time, per usual, little words. Randy doesn't have much to say. Let his actions do all of the talking. We then get into that 8-woman tag match has been building up for quite some time in the women's tag division, of course, being Io, Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa, going up against Nia Jax, Lash Legend, and the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. That kick to Io from Lash was absolutely brutal. Rhea Ripley also gets tagged in here at the end, gets the hot tag, and finishers get passed out for free by all to all. And the finish comes from Rhea hitting Kairi with a Riptide and Io Sky hitting that Prius moonsault to get the win for their team. Of course, all their teams kind of got their bits in here, but if I had to pick a team that had the biggest impact, I'd probably have to go with Nia and Lash, who are just continuing to be the most at least impactful, at least in my eyes. Nia continues to improve in ring, and her in-ring understanding has just immensely improved from where it once was. And Lash Legend continues to make her mark as well. For as little as she's been on the main roster, she continues to impress me. But in the end, the good guys stand tall here. Make of that what you will for their upcoming tag title match on Monday. We then see Nick Aldis backstage. He is talking to Jordan Grace, teasing a main roster debut on SmackDown, similar to Trick's tease last week. Sign me up. The current U.S. Women's Champion Chelsea Green provides a pretty cold welcome to the likes of the Juggernaut. We then get a match between Kit Wilson, who is once again trying to eliminate toxic masculinity on the roster, and he is greeted by Matt Cardona, who announced by Cole is now officially a member of SmackDown. So a great surprise there. Second surprise already this evening on SmackDown. And lovely to see him back. He gets his first win in 6.5 years in WWE, as announced by Cole as well, with a Rough Rider to eliminate Kit Wilson on this occasion. We then see Sami Zayn, who makes his way into the ring and declares this year, as kind of a conversation he had with his son watching Cena's last match. He was asked how come he doesn't have a world championship. He is now taking that kind of as fuel. We're kind of starting that back up, basically saying this is going to be the year that he wins that world championship. This is a great promo from Zayn, but it doesn't end there. He is then interrupted by none other than debuting Trick Williams. He too has a great promo here, using all of his catchphrases and doing it with style. Trick says it won't take him 20 years to win that title, and Sammy then retorts with saying he isn't the first to think he's going to cut the line, but one thing Trick hasn't been is humble, and Zayn says he will do just that. Pretty much loved everything about this promo from both men. Love the possibilities with Zayn going for that world title once again, and then Trick Williams going for it as well. He has the look, he has the charisma. Now, if he can just kind of get it all in the ring, match everything else that he has, I think Trick could be a force to be reckoned with for a long time going forward. And speaking of going forward, Trick gets his first match we see backstage later on against Rey Fenix. So that should be a good contest next week. We then get a match that has Johnny Gargano going up against Carmelo Hayes, defending that United States Championship, fresh off his win last week over Ilya Dragunov, and continuing the trend of incredible U.S. title matches. Melo don't miss on this occasion as he successfully defeats Johnny Wrestling in his first successful defense, and still your men's United States champion, Carmelo Hayes. Once again, another great match here. Like I said, just continuing the trend. And he was also confronted backstage by Ilya, who says that he asked him essentially what his plans are for that title, and he goes on to say that he will kind of continue that open challenge. So looking forward to that. I have no doubt that the torch being passed from Sammy to Ilya and to now Carmelo, he will happily take that ball and run with it. We then see our undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, in the ring. He goes on to say he's ready for Drew, but Drew is outside of his bus, kind of on the Jumbotron there, and announces the 3 stipulations for next week's match. That is, of course, the straight wrestling match is the first one, the second one being the Falls Count Anywhere, and the third one being the Steel Cage. After the announced stipulation, he takes a picture of him and Dusty, saying he found it on his bus, throws it down, stomps on it. Of course, Cody runs towards his bus, but Drew is somehow back in the ring and then throws the photo after lighting it on fire in the trash can. So Drew is just doing, he's just doing amazing work as a heel, pushing all the right buttons on Cody and egging him on with the way Drew was kind of leaning into the ropes, kind of trying to get Cody to hit him as all the officials are kind of trying to prevent Cody from hitting him. I thought it was just all great. Drew, like I said, same trend I've been seeing for the last few weeks. Drew deserves that title, and the sooner we can get it to him, the better. Nothing against Cody, but Drew deserves this, and he's doing amazing work as a heel. So I'm all here for this. This feud could not get more personal. So I'm, needless to say, I'm very excited for that matchup next weekend. We then get another U.S. title shot, match, I guess I should say, this time having Julia on the women's side going with Kiana James going up against Chelsea Green with Alba Fire, defending her Women's United States Championship. And it took 3 hours of SmackDown to get a decent Women's U.S. Championship match, but again, beggars can't be choosers. The ending of this one comes with Chelsea hitting a Rough Rider. Shout out to Matt Cardona being on SmackDown now. But Kiana James distracts the ref, which allows Julia to hit that Northern Lights bomb and is once again your U.S. Women's Champion. So congratulations to Julia. Let's hope this reign is a tad better than her last. Hopefully with the 3 hours it will be. We then get into the main event, which has Aleister Black with Zelina Vega going up against Damian Priest in an ambulance match. The culmination of a 6-month-long feud, as deemed several times throughout the night by Michael Cole. This is Awesome Chance several times throughout the match, and an appearance from Mommy to help even the odds in this match. Yeah, this match was personal, and you could feel it. The crowd was really into this one as well, and this one I think got close to 30 minutes. So one of the many benefits I think we'll see from these 3-hour SmackDowns is matches like this getting enough time. And of course, we had women's and men's U.S. title match and an 8-woman tag match on the same show as well. So I think the pros will definitely outweigh the cons as long as they utilize their time wisely. So with that, getting back to the match, however, though, the ending coming when Damian Priest hits Aleister with a razor's edge on the front windshield of that ambulance, and then they climb to the top of the ambulance, and Aleister Black is choke slammed off of the ambulance through a couple of tables set up earlier. And finally, Damian Priest has exorcised the demon that is Aleister Black. So, not the outcome I had predicted. I kind of assumed Aleister Black would win that one, but now Damian can say he has bested Aleister, and hopefully, although I think going into this, it was announced that Aleister had a 2-1 advantage, and now it's tied 2-2. But it seemed like, all things considering the way they were kind of advertising this would be the end of this feud. So maybe they can kind of go with the route that because it went 2-2, that no man was really, better than the other, and they can walk away, untouched, I guess. But regardless, I think they are done with this one. At least I hope they are. I think both men could benefit from doing something different in the very, very near future. I imagine Alistair will take some time off, however. But regardless, it was a great match and a great main event to our first 3 hour SmackDown of 2026. And overall, SmackDown here. I thought this was a great episode of SmackDown, showing Carmelo getting his first U.S. title defense under his belt, along with Julia getting back her U.S. title. Returning Randy Orton and Matt Cardona, along with the ending of a 6-month feud and that of that main event, Aleister Black and Damian in an ambulance match. I thought that was great as well. But yeah, this overall just felt like this feels like a much better show than the 2 hour version. I know they were bringing out, more stops for the 2026 premiere and the re-debut of that 3 hour format, but yeah, I think for me, I think KP and I have kind of always agreed that 3 hour just felt necessary if they could do it properly. So, hoping they continue to do that and they pump out shows like this on a weekly basis, or at least something similar. I think we are, the future looks pretty bright. So we'll continue to keep an eye on it and see where they can kind of go from here and capitalize on this extended SmackDowns. I think the debuts of Trick Williams and possibly Jordan Grace coming soon, I think that will definitely help. But yeah, curious to hear your all's thoughts on this one, first SmackDown of 2026 and that 3 hour format. What did you make of it, and what were your highlights of it, and that new U.S. champion and that of Julia? How are you looking forward to that, and do you think this reign will be better than the last one, or will it be kind of picking up where she left off? Curious to hear all your thoughts below. But as always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button as well, as it helps us out tremendously. But until next time, we will continue to bring you the likes of Raw, NXT, and SmackDown recaps, along with our WrestleMania project. We have a very big Raw debut, I guess anniversary show. It's going to be Stranger Things themed on Netflix next week, as well as New Year's Evil. So lots of things to look forward to in the upcoming weeks. But until next time, this has been The Push with Nick and KP. We'll see you soon. Take care.